our whole apartment was shaking, like the PC and the chair and everything was like going like, what the hell is going on? And I thought it was just a massive, some big, like truck going past, because there's a big road going well behind me. And sometimes there's been some big trucks going there, which have kind of done the same. And we were joking, maybe it's an earthquake or something. And it was actually an earthquake yesterday. Do you normally have? No. They are really rare in Finland, HK. Especially ones that you can actually feel. I'm on a second floor, Sandam. Yeah, they are super rare in here. Like, this is the first one I've actually felt in here. It was somewhere off the coast of Sweden, I think. But it still was a... Yeah, what Nate is saying. 200-300 kilometers away from Oulu. And still was able to feel it. Yeah, hear and feel. Like, there was definitely that kind of sound at first, and then everything shook for a moment. It's pretty cool, I have to say. Let's see, what are these? This person is not a golem and cannot use the foreign body parts. Arrange body parts by complete rating or complete golem recipes to get additional bonuses. Decay propensity. Penis. Cool. In this game is split into chapters, and there's usually some special mechanic on each chapter. In this one, it seems to be this golem mechanic. The first chapter has like gold mining, and then there's in one of them you have to do enough damage, monetary damage, to get the area's local crime boss to come at you, and there's some other mechanics as well, which are really nice. This golem thing sounds very interesting. You lived in California for a while when you were a kid. Freaked me out the first time. Yeah, this was definitely not that strong as well, Sandam. Just big enough to shake my chair and table a bit for a moment. Yeah, I would probably get freaked out a lot as well, HK, when if I lived somewhere like California. Let's see. So Gorman Ether. Versatile biological substance with eerie and unparalleled restorative properties. Golem recipe, Revenant. Combine Gambler's Liver, Hand of Fortune, Lucky Lung, Priest Tongue, and Human Lump. Do I need to like get those? This character is essential. And we have... Okay, let's see what does it say about the Pines here. And Dr. Aldous Gorman is an expert in medicine, human anatomy, and revolutionary in new field of transplantology. A pioneer in his research, attracts disgust, fear, and envy, but his work is meticulously researched using the latest methods. And Pines looks pretty damn ugly, I have to say. Dr. Gorman's mute manservant, Pines has served as a test subject for many of his master's experimental treatments. This has not been without impact on Pines' looks, sympathies, or psyche. Reticent to say the least, no one knows his true feelings about his employer. Holy crap, there's been some really ugly characters in this game, but I think Pines might win that competition. For unknown reasons, the crafts deteriorate with time. Okay. Let's give you the musket. And what do you have? You have a navy gun. Let's replace that with that at least. And all of these are same damage. Those. Let's see, can we do cards? Card slots are locked on that guy. This game has this card system where you can give them cards to make this hand, and this is where you get different abilities. Like the ricochet and all of them come from these. They don't have those by default. It also gives them different stats based on different cards, and when you have like a different poker hands, like a pair and I mean two of kind, and all of those, they give different combo bonuses with that as well. 600 solar pals, nice. Well, let's go to the morgue, I guess then. Go to the morgue and purchase the body part, sure. The morgue was run by the masked doctors, a secret medical society that counted me among its membership. The morgue had facilities for keeping human body parts alive outside of the host body, which enabled us to replace damaged body parts in humans and alleviate previously incurable ailments. I reviewed their latest merchandise, searching for something suitable for you. Havelock Venison and I had known one another for ages. He was the doctor's primary merchant, exchanging body parts for ether. Ether could be manufactured from various biological material, but for human organs and surgeries, only ether from human material was acceptable. Anything else caused horrific disfiguration of the subject. The business ran on ether, which made it a de facto currency. If one wanted body parts for their research, they paid in ether, not money. I went to peruse his wares. Stinger. A venomous stinger of arachnid origin crafted on the human body. Ability Crippler. Ability. Marshal stomach. A job of the federal marshal requires an iron stomach. This one confers courage in any situation. Nice. It did say these work with ether, but it seems to work with money, to be honest. Although he doesn't accept anything except this one. Let's get the stinger. That's the way things work in the morgue. Ether for parts. To elevate you beyond the human mass, I would need more of both. Much more.
Get to the point. Why did you do it? Why me?
Patient. I will explain all.
Oh, you will? Are you gonna have a real pretty hole where your face used to be?
At least one more body part. See, Aldanskin, that really sucks if it doesn't work for you. Ah, these cards work differently on these guys. Every hit you score cripples the target. Bonus +5 aim. Nice. There you go. Have a stinger. Gee, what do we have here? We have Slaughterhouse, War Hospital, Lynch Mob, Maple Falls, Beauty Clinic, Rich House, and a General Store. Let's check their General Store first. The small array of tents and a single wooden building looked like a mirage in the middle of the Badlands. The sign read, Nico's General Goods. Nice. It's your cousin, let's go bowling, Nico. The store was run by a gentleman in round glasses and black duster coat. The man said if I took part in a little test of his, he would give me a 20% discount. I took the deal. Without a word, he held forth a single jelly bean in each hand. He said one was orange flavored and the other one's blueberry. He said I should pick one. I'll go with the blue pill. I was unable to determine the ingredients that constituted these jelly beans, but I had passed out for a quarter of an hour. As you can imagine, I was less than satisfied, but the peculiar man kept his promise of 20% discount on all of his wares. He said he would also sell me a powerful amulet. We know what buying powerful amulets does for you in this game. You get cursed by the Satan and then you release Antichrist to the world. Oxen Skull. +5 for 4 max HP. Ooh. Sturdy boots +4 movement is also very nice. Ojo del Muerto. Plus aim, minus defense. Lucky Horseshoe. Lucky Horseshoe is really damn nice. This Lucky Horseshoe grants 20% more luck than a regular horseshoes. We are buying that. We'll sell a couple of these guns. Horseshoe. Release Satan. I've done that already. Super Dancer. That was part of the main campaign. You release the Antichrist in the world. And then you work for the Satan. It seems that Twitch is having a lot of issues at the moment, Super Dancer. Netquest was having buffering, Half Dunscan can barely watch. Your emotes are not loading properly. So yay. Do you want the aim or the HP? The HP is really expensive though. Yeah, let's get that skull. And cash, I guess. Let's give you the skull and you the horseshoe. The horseshoe is really awesome. It's like extra defense and extra ability uses. Let's go to the rich house. I was called to attend a severe case of gout affecting a wealthy rancher. The man was delirious with pain. He barely knew I was there. He was so far gone, I decided that rather than treat his gout, I would simply extract some ether from him. Thought I knew 3 ether, nice. So I knew it would be ineffective. I bled him, collecting his fluids to make more ether. I charged his family a modest fee for this service. Let's go to the beauty clinic. One of my fellow doctors, Dr. Stoneman, ran a beauty clinic in the nearby Hot Springs area. While he was not overly fond of me, many of his patients harbored the opposite sentiment. The case in point, the elderly Mrs. Harper saw me in the clinic and implored me to visit her at home to resolve a problem of hers. I promised I would come. The clinic had an experimental cosmetic surgery ward. There, Dr. Stoneman restored syphilis victims' noses, removed gunshot scarring, and removed excess fat tissue from the obese. As fat is an extremely efficient source of ether, I was naturally quite interested. I wonder if I wanna sneak or pay money. Won't stop for anything? No, they don't. They're a really good way to get yourself killed a super dancer. I'm gonna buy it. Stonewall was more than a little surprised and declined my offer most vehemently. He called me an epithet I am loath to repeat and assured me my rampage would soon be over. Luckily, Dr. Duel, a longtime friend of mine and leader of our secret society, noticed our spat and intervened. He spoke to us at length about professional camaraderie and sharing assets for the advancement of medicine. In the end, Stoneman was forced to back down. We concluded the trade and I left the premises. I have 50... Oh, 35 ether from that. Nice. Let's see the Harper Ranch. There's a elephant with a trombone again. I found Mrs. Harper as most distraught. She told me quite convincingly that ever since her first son Henry had gone to war, her other children had been plotting to kill her. While she was resigned to passing away, she feared the prospect of being strangled, poisoned, or otherwise brutalized. She then asked me to help her end her life peacefully. She promised a significant compensation. Yeah, plus. This is the professional stream we are running here. We have some in-house sound effects works in the background there, giving us some extra noise when necessary. Elephants with trombone, some water noises, and all the jazz. Really expensive setup here. Costs one marriage. I agreed to assist her in this most delicate matter. Mrs. Harper put on her finest clothes for the occasion and lay down on a couch. She motioned me to proceed. I prepared a chloroform mask for her, loaded with a dose so big it would put down a horse. She breathed its vapors until she placidly became insensate. After a brief interval, I checked her pulse and found she had passed away. Alas, her children did not approve of my actions. When Mrs. Harper's younger son learned what happened, he was furious. Apparently, Mrs. Harper had lost her wits in her old age and had become paranoid. I had been duped by this mad woman, and now her son was challenging me to a duel. As a man of honor, I accepted. Phineas served as my second. We were to march 10 steps, then turn around and fire. The Harpers had their own family guns, passed from generations to generation, for use in such momentous events as this. The day was sunny, with a slight breeze. As the countdown started, I marched into the face of death. Before the countdown was finished, I spun around and shot young Harper in the back. Young Harper was sent flying. As his second pulled his gun on me, Phineas shot him between the eyes. Unfortunately, due to the circumstances, we had no time to harvest blood from either one of them for ether production. We left. So this is the decay. As you visit various locations, characters with transplants, golems will decay, accumulating negative stat modifiers. Observe the clock icons in exploration panel to gauge how each action increases your party's decay. Decay can be reset in the morgue at the expense of ether. Encroaching decay. Minus aim, HP, and max lack. Ooh, that's pretty bad. Quarter pounder pistol. I'll give that to you. Seems they still haven't fixed the lag in the menus here. Well, let's go to the morgue and see the fix for you. I returned to the morgue and Venison greeted me with a nod. See if they can do anything about the decay. The downside of our transplant technology was that the grafts decayed over time. Once decay set in, gangrene and other diseases were sure to follow. But the possibility is transplantation offered trumped any inconvenience, and we were confident that we would improve our technology over time. At any rate, it was time to get some decay treatment. Phineas was falling apart. Poor Ether to fix her. Poor guy. Let's check these other places and then purchase the last part. Maple Falls was the biggest asylum in the area and was peopled with decent folk for the most part. There was a gunsmith, a saloon, and there was always somebody who needed medical attention. Let's see the gunsmith. The gunsmith was a smart, well-dressed man, but an incorrigible buffoon. He fixed us with a condescending look without saying anything. Fail, super dancer. Revolver rifle. Deadly danger. 3 damage. Nah, all of this is not that good. See the other options here. I made a round of the houses and offered my medical expertise, hoping it would net me some coin. I don't really want money, to be honest. No. Nah, it doesn't matter. Let's do it. It took me a couple hours, but I made 75 profit from home visits. Upon entering Maple Falls, a scrawny youngster approached me and began blithering about an accident in the nearby coal mine. He urged me to go there immediately. I told him I would do so after I had concluded my business with the gunsmith. Let's just go there. Mine accident, that means lots of body parts and ether, I guess. The wounded miner was conscious, but had a large opening in the middle of his chest. I asked how it happened. Apparently the man had been stamping some explosives with a metal pole when the charge went off, sending the pole flying through his chest. I could clearly see his beating heart and the expanding motion of his right lung. The left one was almost completely destroyed. The wound bled profusely, and the man was short of breath. I told the man to leave me alone with him. I gave him an excessive dose of morphine to ease his pains. Take his good lung for my friends at the morgue and instruct the other miners to get the priest. I helped him sit upright and drain his excess blood from his bad lung. It was a partnership. He would live and I would get my ether. No, send the lung to the morgue and call the priest. I'm the worst doctor in the land. I just go around killing people and extracting blood and body parts from them. The morphine worked quickly and the man passed away without suffering. When the body arrived at the morgue, Vanessa would note the mark and extract the lung for me. Hey Sierra and Energy. It's a secret. Let's see. Pop here. Creeping decay. Does that give any... Yeah, even the creeping decay already gives you negatives. Let's see the lunch mob. A noisy crowd attracted my attention. I soon realized it was a lunch mob. They were bent on punishing a Chinaman whom they said had slept with a white woman. I had seen the poor devil in town, a first-class craftsman. He was good with his hands and a prodigy at finding useful trinkets others might dismiss as junk. Salvage the corpse or ether. Let's do the first one. Despite the high risk, and actually that's high risk of injury. No. It would have been a foolhardy take on the whole crowd, so I watched patiently from the safe distance. I hoped I would be able to salvage something from the corpse. The mob did their worst. There was hardly anything left after they finished with the poor man. His death was not in vain, however. I managed to salvage one of his hands. Let's go fix Phineas's decay. So his face doesn't fall off. And let's see the Hand of Fortune. Scavenger. Lucky Lung. Smell blood. Let's go get some more body parts. Let's see. War Hospital and a slaughterhouse. Let's go here first. I went to the war hospital where wounded soldiers were being nursed back to health, or to a state where they could be put in front of the house with a begging bowl. I posed as a local doctor, no one questioned my ruse. Do I want body parts or do I want ether? Let's get some ether for now. I began circulating among the patients, extracting ether from them. After I had extracted a good deal of body fluids for ether production, one of the nurses identified me as a stranger. She raised a clamor and called the staff to apprehend me. Luckily for me, the response to the alarm was quite uncoordinated, thus I was able to escape before facing consequences of my actions. What is this game? This is Hard West. It's kinda strategy game RPG in combination. It's like XCOM when you do combat, and kinda FTL kind of deal when you go around on the map. And it's like a situated into like a Wild West era, but there's some magic and demons and Lovecraftian horror going on as well. It's quite interesting game. I visited the local slaughterhouse. The bovine cardiovascular system is far more efficient than the humans. Naturally, I was interested in acquiring some of that power for you. Let's just buy the... I had their strongest bull slaughtered and its heart extracted. I found buying the heart for you quite romantic. Of course, it had been prepped at the morgue before I could use it in a human being. Let's go buy some human body parts. It's split in chapters, and each chapter has a kind of different characters, but they all well, this is a DLC, this is the expansion, so it doesn't tie into the main story. But in the main story, each of those stories kind of interlock into the bigger thing going on, and it's really cool. And all of the different chapters, in addition to having different characters to play with, they also have different mechanics to work with. Like this one has this golem decay thing, and getting body parts and making these horrible monsters for you. Some of the other ones had like in the first one you need to mine gold, and then there is killing enough people and doing enough damage and monetary damage and all kinds of fun stuff. It's a game where you're not a good guy. No, not at all. Like the main guy you play in the campaign, the young dude whose father gets tricked by the Satan, and that sends the whole family down a really happy path, and you die in a gunfight, and you sell your soul to the Satan for a chance for a revenge, and then you go on a hellbender throughout the whole Wild West, killing people. it's really cool. Then there is the other storyline that happens before that, where you actually play as one of the bad guys you kill later on in the game, and you basically release the Antichrist to the world in that storyline. And then there is this other storyline where you play as this scientist guy, and there's this really cool kind of insanity mechanic on that, and it's really interesting as well. Let's see, Bull's Heart, Vengeance.